Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? I got an interesting one for you guys. Aki sent it to me. This one is Crime Fix from Law and Crime Network. And this is a grown woman pretending to be a 14-year-old girl so she can have intercourse with teenagers. Another predator we're going to have to profile on this channel. This one seems interesting. I didn't get to watch it, so we're going to react to this together. I hope this is as interesting as Aki has sold it to be to me. But how can it not be interesting? This is a this is a grown woman. She's not even ugly. Like, she's a little bit attractive, but that doesn't mean that you can't be evil. How you look has nothing to do with your character. So anyway, let's jump this in here and then let's go through this, man. Let's see what's going on here.
So this girlfriend not your daughter? Okay. Have you contacted your parents?
That's Alyssa Zinger, a former grocery store bakery worker sitting in a holding area with her teenage boyfriend. The problem? She was 21 and the boy was 13.
Nah, bro. You gotta be kidding me, son. Oh, come on, bro. Oh, my God. You gotta be kidding me. We gotta start that over again.
So this girlfriend not your daughter? Okay. Have you contacted your parents?
That's Alyssa Zinger, a former grocery store bakery worker sitting in a holding area with her teenage boyfriend. The problem? She was 21 and the boy was 13.
They have to do their job. Are you really? It's their job.
She's sick. She's mentally ill. Let's keep going.
We'll explain everything that's going on anyway. I know what they want. They want pictures of her room to see the walls and see you say, oh, this is the room, she did it again, and that's it. Do you have anything on you?
That is basically like, yo, I know what's going to happen here. This is crime scene stuff. Wow.
Zinger faces a number of sex crimes charges. I have the body camera videos not seen until now. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. I've told you about Alyssa Zinger a couple of times. She faces serious charges in Tampa, Florida. She's accused of posing as a homeschooled 14-year-old girl so she could have sex with 5 boys who were either 13 or 14 years old. The investigation started more than a year ago in October of 2020.
Why didn't I hear about this? A year ago? 5 boys, 13, 14 years old? This lady is nasty. Let's keep going.
Tampa police said they got a tip that Zinger was having an inappropriate relationship with a boy. A police report said Zinger sent 2 videos of 2 teens, a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, having sex to other people on Snapchat. The 13-year-old boy told police that he met Zinger on Snapchat. His name is redacted from the document. He said he was on Snapchat when he was 13 years old. He stated the defendant engaged him in a conversation on the social media platform, which was how they primarily communicated through their relationship. He stated they met at the end of May 2023 and dated through the middle of September 2023. The boy stated he believed she was approximately 14 years old and homeschooled. However, he stated she physically seemed older than her age. The boy mentioned an incident back in July where he and the defendant were detained in a store at International Plaza for theft. During that incident, they couldn't locate her information, but did for a 21-year-old female.
Wow. He
disclosed that he and the defendant had been physically intimate, alluding to a sexual relationship.
Wow.
So the boy mentioned that incident in July where he and
here, like, she's already committing one crime, which is engaging in, sexual relationship with a minor, right? Rape, basically. And then she takes him out and goes stealing with him. Like there's no scruples here. Like, I'm going to do one crime and then I'm going to segue into another crime after that. It doesn't make any sense, man. Let's keep going.
Alyssa Zinger had been detained at a Nordstrom store for shoplifting. The boy described how he took things from the store. Then the officer spoke to Alyssa Zinger.
So this girlfriend not your daughter? Okay. Have you contacted your parents? Okay. Well, I gotta try to contact them. Because how old are you? 14. Yeah, so unless they tell me that I can release him, which I'm sure they will, but
Yeah.
you
read my text.
For legality purposes, I mean, if you want
There's no way that this woman is 14 years old. Like, come on. She's sitting diminutively, like. but she's not 14. Like, you can clearly look at her and see she's not 14. And then you got to trust your information. Your information is telling you that she is 21 years old. You know what that means? You take her downtown and you fingerprint her. When you have a discrepancy like that, you got to work through that discrepancy. You can't just say, oh, maybe my information is wrong. She's 14 years old. No, as an officer, you have to determine the ID of this person. So if she's not giving you correct information, you don't just run with it. You got to take her downtown, put her fingerprints through the system, and see exactly what comes back. Because what ends up happening, something like this, where a predator could be with a little boy, a victim, and you not know that this is a victim, and you send the predator off with the victim again. That's why you have to follow up and you have to verify who it is, in fact, you are dealing with. Let's keep going.
I reach out to him just so I could speak with him. Just obviously, you know, it's going to come with liability to me if anything was to happen. I understand that. For my job and my purposes, I need to confirm that because you're a juvenile. So once parents tell me that they're okay with you going with them, perfectly fine. Okay?
I want to tell you about Upside. It's a free app that gets you cash back.
We got to go ahead and fast forward past that because that's all on long crime. Let's go.
Then takes Alyssa Zinger's name, date of birth, address, and her parents' name, but he can't reach Alyssa Zinger's parents. But the officer asks Alyssa Zinger an interesting question about whether she has a half-sister.
You have a sister named Alyssa? Sister? Okay, but you don't have the same middle name, I'm assuming?
Man, that's a grown woman. Look at the hips on this lady. That is a grown A woman. There's nothing childlike about this person, okay? If she was really 14 years old looking like this, she'd be in the Guinness Book of World Records. Look at this little boy. Look at how he looks. Look at the proportion of his legs. Look at how he's dressed. This is a little baby, okay? Look at this grown-ass woman. This looks like, I didn't even want to curse, but I had no choice. This looks like his mom. She looks like she could be his mother. Look, from this angle right here. All right, I know it's not the best angle. You know, I know we're looking at it from a camera's perspective and not from human eyes perspective. But this, look at the arms, the thickness in the arms that women develop as they get older, the fat that gets into the arms, that maturity, that mommy arms. Look at those arms. This woman is of childbearing age. This woman's a breeder, okay? This is no way, it's no way on the planet that this is a child, a 14-year-old girl. How did they get fooled? I have no idea. And they got fooled, guys, because the child, when he's talking, like in the previous statement that was read to us by Crime Fix, the child says, hey, I remember when we got detained for stealing and they couldn't find her information. The only thing they could find is 21. So I could see the future without getting any additional information. The future tells me that they end up getting through this because if not, then it would have stopped here. We'd have heard about her getting arrested right now. No, they got through this. This officer believed her, but let's keep going.
I'm going to document that you're going home with them. I get in contact with your parents. You made efforts. Like I said, it's just for liability reasons. So you're Alyssa. What's your middle name? Just Alyssa Singer. Okay. All right.
So a 21-year-old named Alyssa Zinger came up in the system when the officer looked up the name, and Alyssa Zinger told the officer, that's my half-sister, same name. And the officer believed her. Eventually, the officer allowed Zinger to go home with the teenage boy and his dad.
Wait. His dad was there? Yo, Dad, you fell for that bull crap too? Maybe, come on. Maybe his dad knew. Did his dad not know? Dad, you didn't know? Look at you. You a grown man. You can't tell a grown woman when you see one. You had your son running around with this little blonde hottie. Come on, man. She's 21 years old. She's grown, bro. You did not know, Dad, that was a grown-ass woman? When you were standing there inside of that office, because he was there, I thought he was loss prevention. It's the father. When you were standing there and the cop was like, yo, I only see a 21-year-old in the system. You ain't say, what's going on here? I got questions for you. I don't know. Maybe he had questions later. I mean, obviously, we're not privy to that conversation, but this is my first time reacting to it. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. This might figure itself out. Let's keep going.
All right.
First of all,
you're gonna go.
why you got your little boy dating a girl anyway? He's 13 years old. My son is not dating no girl at 13 years old. No. What do you got your son dating a girl at 13 years old, man? Play some video games. Get him a MetaQuest 3 or something. Get him a PlayStation 5. Like, why? He's having sex too, guys. This little 13-year-old's having intercourse. Why? Because you allowed this baby to date a grown woman. Now, maybe he didn't know she was a grown woman. I get it. But you allowed him to date a girl, period. Why is your 13-year-old dating somebody who's too young, guy? These parents are ridiculous these days, man. You know what, Dad? I'm sorry. You're ridiculous. You are ridiculous to allow your son to have a girlfriend at 13 years old. Give me a break.
Do you have any questions? Do this again? Sure. Told me you make money. You can spend $100. I mean, it's a one shot. You get one shot to do this part after this. No more. So.
This little boy.
Okay. All right. Take care.
So back to the investigation about Alyssa Zinger. In October 2023, as I mentioned, Tampa police received the tip about Zinger allegedly circulating the video of the boy having sex with a teenage girl. On November 24th of last year, Tampa police went to Alyssa Zinger's parents' home to seize her cell phone.
She got away with it, too.
Yes, the detective said nobody can go in the house.
I mean, she got away with it for a short period of time, at least. She would have gotten away with it if she wasn't posting sex videos of babies on the internet. That little boy wasn't telling. That little dad wasn't telling. That dad wasn't telling. Like, it was over. I don't know if they knew. I don't know if the dad knew. I'm not trying to slander the dad. I don't know if he knew. I just think he should have known. But anyway, I mean, my son is dating somebody. I want to meet their parents. I want to talk to their parents. I want to see some ID. I want to see all kinds of stuff. Like, I'm just not taking your word for it. This is ridiculous. But anyway, she would have got away with it if she did not post CSAM, because that's what it is, on the internet with her in it. She's like a baby Stephen Stearns. Let's keep going.
So
that's weird because I talked to my lawyer and he says you guys aren't under. You guys aren't.
There's a search warrant for that. She told me she got a search warrant and nobody's allowed in the house.
For the phone or for my house?
Nobody's allowed in the house.
Was in the house, so
Right. So that's why I came over because I know it's your house, but we can't let you go in the house.
Who cares what your lawyer has to say? A lawyer disagree, he can take it up in court. When there's a search warrant on a property, even if it's just for one room, nobody gets to go into the house because you might go in there and contaminate the evidence, destroy the evidence, whatever. Nobody goes in the house. Everybody knows that. And if an attorney told them otherwise, you need to stop using real estate attorneys for criminal matters. You need to stop calling your stockbroker attorney for criminal matters. You need to get yourself a criminal defense attorney for criminal matters because a criminal defense attorney would know how this procedure goes. So let's keep going.
Like he knows completely 100% cooperative in every way, shape, or form. But we want to make sure that you guys are doing the right thing too.
No, absolutely.
And first off,
and we have body cameras, so
right. And first off,
your lawyer can request anything.
Perfect. And first off, like I said, we've from the get-go have been doing nothing but being 100% cooperative.
Right, but the detective called me and said they're on the way to you. Yep. They cannot go in the house.
Yes, fair enough.
So
Police wouldn't allow Zinger's parents to enter the home until a detective arrived with a warrant.
We're not in the chase. We're not running,
So, but that's where we're at. I know it sucks.
This situation sucks. Me not going in my home right now, that's
I know
least of my worries. I got a beautiful young daughter that's this is.
Well, at least he's got some common sense. I respect that. I mean, he's upset he can't go into his home, but the more he's talking like he has some goddamn common sense. So excuse my language for saying goddamn, I apologize. He's talking like he has some common sense. He's talking like he has some common sense. So, I give him respect for that.
She's got a lot of problems and mental issues and stuff, and it just sucks that, I don't know if you have kids, but...
Yeah, we have 2 kids. I have 2 kids, yeah.
You can imagine...
I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Well, I mean, she got messed up with the wrong kid. You know, even though he
didn't mess with the wrong kid. No, what are you talking about? Like, she is the one who's the wrong person. She's preying on little kids, man. She's a pedophile. Actually, she's not a pedophile. Well, she's a hebephile. I think that's what it is when they're like teenagers. Pedophiles are prepubescent. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but a hebephile or a hebephile are teenagers. Yeah. Post-puberty, but not adult. So that's what she's into. She's into teenagers. Heba or hebephile. Somebody will tell me in the chat how to say it. Somebody spell it out phonetically for me. We'll figure it out. Or I'll ask Google later. Anyway, she's sick. She's sick and she's a predator. And just because she's a little pretty little blonde doesn't mean that we're going to take it easy on her. Because if it was a dude in her place, a 21-year-old dude who's making sex videos with teenagers, we would be railing on him. We'd be asking for him to spend the rest of his bejesus days in prison. That's what we'd be asking. We'd be asking for him to throw the keys away because he's a predator chasing after our children. Just because she's a pretty little girl doesn't mean that we're going to do anything different with her. She needs to go to jail. And it looks like Florida's taking it seriously, and they're trying to throw the book at her. But let's keep going.
He's a lot younger. He is, put it this way, my daughter, my wife works for the federal government, 38 years, never been in trouble in her life.
Throw that
not
out
a
there.
single thing. My daughter, the same thing. Me, stupid little shit when I was a kid. But we're good, honest people. Hardworking people, and she never been in trouble in her life or nothing. But she met a kid, and even though he's young, that's why we're
Victim
in
blaming
this situation.
Victim blame. I thought he was making sense. Now he's just a victim blaming piece of ish. So your daughter, who's a grown woman who grew up in a nice house with a nice family, that's what you're describing, right? Hardworking family. She got mixed up with a baby, and the baby corrupted her grown mind and made her do bad things. The baby somehow G-Mac'd herself in between her legs. The baby somehow took advantage of her instead of the other way around. Dad, you need to just shut the F up. I'm sorry. Let's keep going.
She never been in trouble in her life until she was 30. And this kid's like insane.
Alyssa Zinger's father claims the teenage boy he's referring to fired a gun at people near a river, and he suggests that despite his daughter being older, the teen boy was a bad influence on her.
Like I said, my daughter's never been in trouble in her life. This kid is 14 years old. He's got girls at his house videotaping them, making porn at 14 and shit. And my daughter's 21 or 22. She was a virgin until she was 21. We got 22? This kid being a freaking...
22? And how you know she's a virgin, dude? Like, how do you know she's a virgin at 21? And it just got worse because she's 22 and he's 14. Let's keep going.
I don't know the details or anything.
Now, I wonder when this happened, because when did they sign in the death penalty? Because the death penalty is 13 and under. And one of her victims is 13, at least one. There might be more. I think some of them are 13 and 14, a mixture, and it's a few of them. It's 5 of them. So I don't know how many of them are 13, how many are 14. But depending on when this law was written, she possibly could be facing a death penalty. Let's keep going.
What's the gist of it?
Absolutely. I'm sure it's a terrible situation.
The detective went into the home to seize the phone. The video is blurred once inside, and the phone appeared to be out of battery.
I think it looks like it has airplane mode on, I think. Go up, that thing again? No, yeah.
Okay.
That red one. What is that? Oh, is that the the portrait thing? Oh, never mind.
So
I don't know why they limited the scope of their search warrant to just the phone. I mean, I think they could have articulated doing an entire search of her room at the very least and common areas, which basically exposed the whole house minus the parents' bedrooms. So I would definitely have articulated that we are looking for not just a phone, but also any materials related to pornography, the children. Did any kids leave any of their clothing? Did she, this is stuff that you could throw into there to open up the scope of the search warrant. So I don't know why they just had a targeted search warrant only for the phone. Maybe that's all they can articulate. At the end of the day, it has to pass a constitutional muster. You can't just get a search warrant for whatever you want. It has to be relevant to the case, and maybe that's all that they had. All they wanted. I don't know.
well,
I mean, I want her computers. I want her tablets. I want all of that stuff.
I'll look at both that and I do not know her. That's
Yeah, that's
That's,
fine.
I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
You know, we give you every right and want you to, you know, do what you have to do, but we're.
Service, and then I was trying to see like what, because if Wi-Fi calling isn't enabled, like if Wi-Fi calling is enabled, then I could call it while it's on Wi-Fi. But I was trying to get that screen and I couldn't. So when I went to like that, like there should be like a, I don't know how to get her settings.
And if she would have been able to bail it out a little quicker, she would have came on with us, but
But you're pretty sure this is hers, or you know this is hers,
that's her,
because you both have your phone.
yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, we are, whatever you need, from the beginning, leave and do whatever. You could go frickin' to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
So,
Too much.
Yeah.
we don't want to fight with them.
One teenage boy that they believe there were more victims. The state attorney filed
Let me do
having. Now, police.
We want to help them.
Yeah.
We don't want to fight with them. We want to work with them. We want you, I want you to.
You're,
Now, police said at the time that they initially charged Alyssa Zinger with having sex with one teenage boy
Okay.
that they believe there were more victims. The state attorney filed additional charges against her earlier this year, bringing the total number of alleged victims in the case to 5.
Wow.
In January of this year, Tampa police returned to the Zinger home with another search warrant, this time to take photos of Alyssa Zinger's bedroom.
Because apparently she probably had, one of the videos had her having sex inside that bedroom, and they need to document the bedroom to show that it's the same room that they found inside the videos. This girl is screwed. She's going to be doing a very lengthy sentence.
Zinger was there with her parents and said very little.
They have to do their job.
are you rolling?
I'm surprised she's out on bail, though. They should have given her like some crazy ass bails. 5 victims, 5, not 1. You know, 1, okay, you know, she has terrible judgment. All right. You know, you see the teacher stuff happening. They usually don't get high bails. I'm all about fairness. You know, if you're not going to give high bails in these type of cases, for 1, then you can't do it. You know, for all, then you can't do it for 1. You know, whatever, however the saying goes. But when you have 5 victims, she's a serial rapist. She really is. And she's a danger to society. 5. She's serial. We should be putting her in prison and making sure that she can't get out as easily as she was able to get out. If daddy and mommy want to mortgage their home 3 times over to get her out, okay, cool. But she should not have some manageable bail that you could just pull out of a savings account. She's a predator. Let's keep going.
It's her job to do.
Look at her. She could get any guy she wants, man. She's not the most beautiful person on the planet. Very few people are, but she's definitely serviceable. She's young, she's fit, and she's decent looking. She could get almost any guy she wants if she has a good soul. If she's a good person and a loving and caring person, she can open herself up to every man on the planet, because her looks are just good enough that if she's a good person on the inside, there's not a guy that'd be like, you know what, I'm not going to deal with her because, you know, I don't like her nose. You know, they look past whatever flaws she may have to be with her because a good soul shines, right? So there's no excuse but her sickness and her predatory behavior for her to engage in the conduct that she's engaging in, because she got all the blessings. God gave her all the blessings, but apparently nobody gets all the blessings. And that's why you gotta have somebody who is young, fit, and healthy, apparently, and still make the choices that she's making and destroying the lives of little children. Let's keep going.
And everything that's going on in the Yellowstone.
I know what they want. They want pictures of her room to see the walls and see you say, oh, this
She's
is
shrugging
where
her
she did
shoulders
again.
like, oh, whatever.
No, it's not
Okay.
on you. Phones, tablets, anything.
I have my.
No weapons or anything like that?
No
Okay.
weapons, no.
Perfect, I appreciate
We're
it.
not going to
Oh,
say
you're
that.
not talking like a baby no more. You're talking like a grown woman. Nope, no weapons, no weapons. Talking like a lady now.
Once again, this is, something procedural. If there were, like any additional charges or anything like that, we would have communicated that with your attorney, and your attorney would get in contact with you guys, to make those kind of arrangements. We want everything to be as civil as possible whenever it comes to executing residential search warrants. That's something that they're not privy to with that information. That's something that we have to execute in, a capacity of maintaining the integrity of the investigation. Okay. So we're not trying to scare you or anything like that. And this morning, like I said,
I don't be having all these conversations with people. These folks, I'm not going to knock them. I mean, she's very professional, very well put together. She knows what she's talking about. Kudos to her. But listen, they've been through this before. You know why I'm here. I'm coming under the authority of the Constitution. Of course, I'm going to be respectful to you because I'm a respectful professional guy. I'm going to say, hey, we're here to execute the search warrant. This is the scope of our warrant. We're going to go inside now and take care of business. that's the end of it. But hey, kudos to her. Very professional. I love it. Go keep doing what you do. I just don't do too much.
Said, we were talking a moment ago, that is all procedural. Trust me, it's a headache for us to put all that together too. Whenever we know that it's nothing that's.
Why are we making all these excuses for? Oh, it's a hindrance for us to put this together. No, it's not. We're doing our job. We're exactly where we need to be, and we want to be here. We are exactly where we need to be, and we want to be here. And we're going to do our job to lock your ass up because you are a nasty predator, ma'am. A nasty predator. Let's keep going.
Probably going to be needed, but because historically there have been.
We said, hey,
I know, but they won't let us do that.
Of course not.
other people, absolutely.
We have those 0.01% times where we think everything is going to go swimmingly, and unfortunately somebody comes out with something
And of course, they're not going to call you and make arrangements to do a search warrant. This is why you don't talk to people like this, because it's like, yo, you're wasting your time. You're just being fake cordial, because at the end of the day, you got to go handle business. I've been go handle business, but whatever. Once again, they want to talk it out and be cordial and all this extra stuff. Go for it. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing to do. I just feel it's unnecessary. Let's keep going.
So that's why they have us do things a certain way.
The police officer explained to Zinger and her family what they were going to do.
Our crime detection, whenever she gets here, we're going to go through the house. And we'll take pictures and document and stuff like that. And she'll also get a copy of, or she'll has been made of olive green, and there is now being kept in on said residence certain evidence to it. Okay, and the scope of the search in this is for a device.
The last
Search warrant.
the camera, on Red's.
I can tell you we're not going to be tearing a house.
No, but what I'm saying is, I just want it on camera what you're doing.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Just for our,
I can't guarantee that that's the way it's going to be. Like, we don't.
Yeah, this is why you don't talk to people like that, because they start asking you all kinds of ridiculous stuff. He's trying to dictate the scope of the search. I want you to have cameras. I want you to do this and that. And it's like, it's not that kind of party. All right. The judge has given us the ability to suspend your constitutional right to be safe and secure in your own home. They've suspended that because your daughter has committed a crime. We're going to go in there. We're going to handle business. You need to wait in the living room or wait outside, wherever the designated safe space is at that they've designated the search warrant team. And that's the end of it. We'll talk to you when we're done. We'll tell you, hey, we got everything we need. You may re-enter your home. You don't let people linger and stand over you while you're doing your search warrant, because now you have these situations where instead of the officer focusing on the search, the officer is over here talking to these folks with unnecessary banter as to what is happening.
Uttered house I've ever seen in my life. There's nothing in.
At one point, Alyssa Zinger's father becomes emotional. He tells the officers that what's happened with his daughter's arrest has actually brought her closer to them.
and I can say one good thing that's come out of this, we got our family home. We finally got our daughter back.
Yeah, because she needs your help. She needs you to mortgage everything so you could get her an attorney and get her off.
She lays with us, watches TV.
Oh,
She
of
hangs
course.
out with us now,
Uh-huh.
but she won't have a phone ever again. When they came in to look for that phone, there was an iPad and a phone on the table. I looked at it, and she goes, "Is that the phone?" I said, "I do believe so." I say, "This is her phone here." Ha ha ha. No. I handed her the phone and said, "I do believe it." And I even said, if you watch the body cam, I said, "What model is it?" And that's that. Now, I wasn't trying to be manipulative. And in fact, tell you this: if someone's trying to
They got the TV right next to the door. That's interesting.
hide something, the phone was dead. I said, "You want to take your phone and leave?" Which I could have said if I was not trying to work with you people. But what did I say? We're being transparent.
Too much
This
going on.
stuff is to be anybody's
That's my
business.
stuff, yeah.
It's nobody's business. They just got to do their job. They got to take pictures of what they need to do. And I think you guys should leave.
I can't. Wow.
I mean,
No. They've surrounded the whole car. Like, I literally can't even.
I don't think they meant it like that.
Wow, there's 5 cars. So how do I back out? Yeah, I can't even go to
I
hospital.
mean, in all actuality, if you just ask to leave, they'll probably be happier that way if you guys go. Like, this is not an arrest warrant. And you already, you know, being adjudicated in a court. This is a follow-up search warrant because they're developing additional stuff. Now, there might be the case that after they get what they want, they'll be doing another arrest. That's possible, but I don't know at this point that that's the case. So if they ask to leave, the police might be like, okay, yeah, you know, as long as one person who is the custodian of the home is willing to stay and accept the paperwork and all that stuff, we're good to go. I don't know. We'll find out right now. Maybe they are planning on arresting.
My doctor.
I think their main focus is
Gonna call out.
Yeah, they hear about
they're doing their job.
Alyssa Zinger seems annoyed that police didn't call before showing up and that so many officers showed up to execute the warrant.
acting like I'm a murderer.
No, you're just the second worst thing that we have in society, which is a rapist. Doesn't get worse than that other than murder. Those are the two highest charges that any human being can get in America, in the world. Rape and murder. You're not a murderer, but you are a rapist. Let's keep going.
They got to protect. They don't know who. Yeah.
She doesn't even understand the gravity of what she did. She doesn't. What's the big deal? I gave some young guy some cooch. What's the problem? What's wrong with that? That's every guy's fantasy. No, that's your fantasy. For us fathers out here, we understand that what you did is disgusting. You scarred these little boys. You messed up their sexual identity. Well, not identity, but you messed up, you know, their socialization into relationships and sex. These little boys probably will grow up never respecting women, never valuing intimacy and all that stuff. Why? Because at too young of an age, this grown woman was manipulating them and abusing them. Should be ashamed of yourself. You're a predator. Let's keep going.
themselves. This is a crazy world. People are mental. They've got issues. There's men probably out there that would do something stupid. You know what I mean? They protect themselves. You know what I mean? There's a lot of crazy people out there. So, and a lot of people don't like police.
And your daughter's one of them.
But that's not us. You know?
She's one of those crazy people out there.
We back you guys 100%. That's for sure. We have friends.
The love of a father and a mother is infinite, man. I got to tell you, they don't even see it. She's crazy just like them.
Yeah, you're friends with a lot of police.
I have a lot of friends.
Look how she said that so reticently. Like, you're friends with a lot of police officers. Oh my God.
The firefighters. We need you.
It's the cops'
About
fault.
10 minutes later, the Zingers discussed again how they wish they had had a heads up about the warrant being executed.
The only thing that should have been explained to these people is that we never, ever, ever, ever give you a heads up for a warrant. That never happens. It never happens. So the fact that they even saying that is bananas to me. But let's keep going.
They in your house apart, destroy your homes, smash all your windows, and flashbangs.
But eventually she leaves. Zinger has actually been in the Hillsborough County Jail since April after additional charges were filed and a judge said she will stay in jail until her trial.
Nice.
The 13-year-old boy told police last year, through their relationship, they engaged each other sexually approximately 30 times.
30 times?
Sexual activity was the most apparent thing for her. It was known by everyone that that was what she wanted. The first time they had sex, he wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly, but after it was a pretty normal occurrence.
Wow.
The 13-year-old boy also described how Zinger behaved at times. She gets aggressive when she is upset and has tried to get physical with him in the past. She will throw things, try to fight him, etc. She doesn't really think before she does something. She also has a crazy ego when she is mad. She talks like she is invincible and no one can stop her.
Right.
The defendant thinks she has all of the power in the world and threatened to have him jumped by high schoolers. When he threatened to break up with her, there will be instant texting, crying, screaming that she hates him, etc. After, she will be apologizing to him. She is all over the place and never in control. The relationship was stressful. It was ruining his grades, making his life hard, etc. He couldn't escape it. She was always trying to talk to someone and has dated 4 kids at his school to try and make him mad. She always tries to be in everyone's business, especially his.
Is that not abuse? This 13-year-old was engaged in a manipulative domestic violence relationship that had physical assault and sexual assault components. Is that not abuse? Is this what a 13-year-old should be dealing with? You guys understand why I'm so passionate when I talk about this? Why I was so upset? Because this is the true toll that this child had to bear, the true burden that this child had to bear because of the actions of this woman. This is why it's illegal. This is why that was rape. This is why it was unacceptable. Look at the emotional toll this 13-year-old boy was going through because of this woman, her disgusting, evil fetish that she felt like she needed to use him to experience or whatever. I don't know. The bottom line is it's terrible. This kid was mentally, physically, and spiritually abused because of this young woman, and she needs to spend a significant portion of her life in prison. She needs to spend a significant portion of her life in prison to atone for what she did to this young man.
The teenage boy also told police about Zinger possibly having mental health issues. Regarding the mental health stuff mentioned with her family, he stated that when the defendant leaked the video of him, he learned that immediately after they took her to a mental hospital to have an exam. He feels she definitely has something going on. The defendant and her parents told him this. She told him that it was his fault that she was there. He and the defendant got physical when he saw her take the video of his phone. Zinger has pleaded not guilty to the charges. Her trial date has not yet been set, but she'll be back in court next month.
Perfect. Send her butt to jail. Send her butt to jail. Ladies and gentlemen, wow. You know, predators come in all shapes, sizes, all genders, doesn't matter. Sexualities, it doesn't matter. As long as you're a human being, you are capable of being a predator. I'm happy that this young lady was brought to bear, that she's currently facing these charges, that she's going to be adjudicated, and hopefully this boy will get the justice that he deserves. And I hope that this young man is also getting therapy, getting help that he needs to bring himself back together and to heal from this terrible situation that this woman put him in. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you guys immensely. Appreciate all the support. Please make sure you like and subscribe, join the channel, and leave something in the comment section. Even if you're not a person that usually comments on stuff, put where you're from. Say I'm from Wales, I'm from England, I'm from Australia, I'm from Africa. We got a lot of people from South Africa that check out the show. Hey, I'm from Colorado, I'm from Florida, I'm from New York. Whatever it is, just put it in the chat. If you don't want to leave a meaningful comment, just put where you're from so we can get that engagement going and help the channel grow. I see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Peace.